So you're interested in moving to North Carolina, but you're not sure if you want to live in Greensboro or Winston-Salem. Well, in this video, we are going to talk about both cities. Come with me and let's get into it. Before we get started, let me introduce myself. I am Sir Ashley. I am a realtor and an investor right here in North and South Carolina. Now, I've been living in North Carolina primarily since 2006, and I know about the Triad area pretty intimately. So let me break down Greensboro and Winston-Salem so you can get a better understanding of both cities and decide which one is best for you. Now, you might be thinking, how different could both cities be? They're only about 20 miles apart. But in actuality, they are vastly different from one another. Yes, the two cities are neighboring, but we're about to go over the differences that are worth mentioning right now. First, we have to talk about location. Greensboro is located more towards the center, while Winston-Salem is more to the northwest. Greensboro is closer to the coast, so if you want quicker access to the beach, Greensboro is where you need to be. And Greensboro is closer to cities like Raleigh and Durham, while Winston-Salem is closer to the mountains and smaller cities like Mount Airy. If you ever watched the Andy Griffith show, Mayberry is Mount Airy, and they have an Andy Griffith Museum right in the city of Mount Airy. So if you want quicker access to the Blue Ridge Mountains, Winston-Salem makes more sense. Now, if population is a concern to you, Greensboro is actually the third largest city in North Carolina with about 280 people in the city of Greensboro. And Winston-Salem is the fifth largest city in North Carolina with about 245,000 people. Now, the demographics of those people, the age demographics, and what comprises both cities are very, very different. Now, I'm speaking in generalities right now, but Greensboro's population tend to skew more younger, and Winston-Salem's population tend to skew on the older side. And that's because Greensboro has a lot of universities right in the city. And yes, Winston-Salem does have some universities, but not as many. Now, if you're moving to North Carolina and interested in Greensboro and Winston-Salem, more than likely you want to know about the economy and the type of jobs. Well, both cities, Greensboro and Winston-Salem, have very strong economies with a lot of diversity amongst industries and employers. Greensboro, you will find major corporations like Honda Jet, Volvo Trucks, and Syngenta. Winston-Salem is known for healthcare and tobacco industries and big employers like Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center and Reynolds American Inc. But in both cities, large educational institutions are a main employer. Now you probably want to know about the vibe and culture of both cities to see which one is best for you. As I said about the demographics, Greensboro tends to skew lower and Winston-Salem tends to have an older population. And both cities have unique cultures and histories. Greensboro is famous for its civil rights history. The sit-ins play an important role in Greensboro's place in American history. And Winston-Salem has a rich art scene with places like Renata House Museum of American Art and the Winston-Salem Symphony. Now, both cities have very attractive and, dare I say, hip downtowns with restaurants, shops, and entertainment. But Greensboro has more options. And if you ask the general public and population, better, not just more, but a better food selection with higher quality dining in its downtown. On the other hand, Winston-Salem is known for their breweries. So in other words, get your dinner in Greensboro and then go to Winston-Salem for the beer and wine afterwards. Now, before I talk about more differences between Winston-Salem and Greensboro, this is something that just about all the residents of Greensboro and Winston-Salem can agree upon, that both cities are better than High Point. Now, if you're an outsider just looking in, when you come across both cities, you may look at Greensboro as just being dirtier. And I don't know how else to put that. It just looks, it appears a little bit more dingy. It's not as put together as Winston-Salem. I feel like I need to clarify that. When I mean dirtier, I mean literally that. There just seems to be more trash and debris around the city. Now, if you're in your 20s, 30s, or older and want a nightlife, I think you would lean more toward Greensboro. Now, for what it is, a smaller city, Greensboro punches above its weight class in terms of nightlife and entertainment. Now, the cost of living in both Greensboro and Winston-Salem has shot up drastically in the past, I'll say about 5 years. Just about 5 years ago, I remember when I could buy a condo, an investment property, for about $66,000 and it was move-in ready. Now, that is unheard of. Now, you might be wondering what you would have to make to live, quote unquote, comfortably in either Greensboro or Winston-Salem. And I would have to say, if you make anywhere from about $55,000 to $70,000, you will be living very comfortably in those areas. Now, will you be able to save and invest? I don't know your lifestyle, so I can't get into those particulars, but for the prices that I mentioned earlier, you can live very comfortably. Now, Greensboro is a bit more progressive, and Winston-Salem tends to lean a little bit more conservative and has a more rural feel. In my opinion, Greensboro has more modern housing, while Winston-Salem does have some very high-end areas. Their neighborhoods are a bit more dated. Now, as with just about any city in the United States, you will have pockets of areas that seem like the housing is just ancient, and then you'll have neighborhoods that look like they've been built in the last 20 to 30 years. Now, in my opinion, the Triad region of North Carolina is vastly undervalued, meaning you can get a lot of bang for your buck, whether it be in Greensboro, Winston-Salem, or even High Point or the surrounding areas. I encourage you to take advantage of that while pricing is where it is. Yes, it has gone up in the last handful of years, but in my opinion, it is still vastly undervalued. So there you have it, a breakdown of Greensboro versus Winston-Salem. And if you need any help buying, selling, or investing in the Triad region, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point, or the surrounding, please reach out to my team and I. We are here to help. We've helped people throughout North and South Carolina, and we love what we do. I'm Sir Ashley. Talk to you soon.